Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmerced.com, and what I want to do is talk about the fundamental problem with Trumpcare, the Trump replacement for the Affordable Care Act. Bottom line is it doesn't address the fundamental problems with healthcare, which is, bottom line, not the cost or access to healthcare insurance, but the underlying costs of healthcare services, which at the end of the day has to do with supply of these services and things that may restrict the supply of these services and the demand for these services, and also the agency on both sides, meaning the ability for people to make choices between the consumer and the producer. So it's oftentimes the healthcare providers and healthcare consumers who have the least amount of choice in existing healthcare markets. And Trumpcare doesn't really address that. It just kind of keeps the same fundamental incorrect assumptions that fixing access to healthcare insurance somehow alleviates all the problems in the healthcare market between healthcare providers and healthcare consumers. Many will say that this is only the first step. This is only the first step in fixing the healthcare problem. That Republicans only first want to fix the expenses of the Affordable Care Act to later do a more robust reform. Problem is, there's a huge strategic misstep in what they're trying to do. One, it wasn't framed like that from the beginning. It was reframed as the replacement for the Affordable Care Act. And two, it was a light mid-step. Now, usually in politics, if you're going to propose a big change, you propose your ideal solution from the get-go. The reason being is, to get everyone on the table, you're going to have to negotiate from that spot. So in that case, you want to start from a spot where after you negotiate, you still get a large part of what you wanted. But many of the concessions one would have expected to be made, and more, were already made in the original bill. Meaning they're negotiating from an already sort of watered down point. Because again, they're still going to have to negotiate to get the votes they need, and they're going to have to tinker around with the bill to get the votes they need to pass this through. So not only did they give up almost everything in this bill, as far as a possible free market healthcare system, I mean, very little of that resembles any of that, but that was their starting point. So, and then they framed it as a replacement, even though now they're trying to reframe it as the first step in a process. So the bottom line is that this was a huge political misstep, a horrible waste of political capital, and overall not addressing the fundamental problem. So they're going to keep working on it, but if you want to see what a free market healthcare solution looks like, probably the closest thing out there is the Rand Paul bill for changing and reforming the healthcare market, which is 4 pages. I recommend looking up the Rand Paul plan and just seeing where that's going. At least that's again a much bolder step in the right direction. And if you haven't seen my previous videos about the problems in the healthcare market, going more in detail about what are the issues that need to be addressed in the healthcare market, please go check those out and subscribe to my YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, all that good stuff. My name is Alex Merced from alexmerced.com.